Hello, future travelers. Welcome back to Legalopolis. Friends, are you thinking about traveling outside the United States while your green card application is pending? Hold on. Leaving without the right approvals could put your entire immigration process at risk. And that's where advance parole comes in. But what is it? Who needs it? And how do you apply for one? In this video, we'll break it all down: its benefits, risks, and what happens if your application is denied. And so, don't take chances with your future, stay informed, and travel with confidence. And so, let's get started. But first, let's clear up a common misconception. Parole in immigration law is not the same as parole in criminal justice. In criminal justice, parole refers to the conditional early release of a prisoner, whereas in immigration law, parole is a special permission granted to non-citizens to enter the United States temporarily. And now, let's understand what is advance parole. So, advance parole is a travel document that is issued by USCIS. It allows certain immigrants to leave the US and return without jeopardizing their pending immigration applications. Think of it as a special permission slip that lets you travel abroad and come back legally while your immigration case is still being processed. Now, why is it important? It's because if you are in the United States and have applied for green card, which is also known as adjustment of status, leaving the country without advance parole could result in your application being considered abandoned. This means your entire process could be reset and you might not be allowed back into the United States. Now, let's first look at who issues parole. The Department of Homeland Security, that is DHS, oversees the parole process through its three agencies: USCIS, ICE, that is Immigration and Customs Enforcement, and Customs and Border Protection, that is CBP. And there are basically two types of immigration parole. One is a regular parole. This is for non-US citizens who are living outside of the United States but who cannot obtain a visa to come to the US. Instead, they need to enter the US temporarily due to humanitarian or public interest reasons. And the second, which is our point of attention today, is advance parole. Now, advance parole is for non-US citizens who are already living in the United States and who are waiting for their immigration process to be completed. For example, green card or asylum applicants. This advance parole allows them to travel abroad and return back into the United States without losing their immigration status. And this means that if you don't have a US visa but you possess an advance parole document, then a transportation company, that is an airlines, can accept your advance parole document as proof that you are authorized to travel to the United States instead of a visa. But in this situation also, you must still be in possession of your passport. An advance parole document does not replace your passport. And as we already know, advance parole is important because if you leave the United States without advance parole, your immigration application, such as adjustment of status, also known as your green card application, might be considered abandoned. Now let's look at who can apply for an advance parole. Now, if you have a pending green card application, you must obtain an advance parole before leaving the United States to avoid cancellation of your application. It's also required for refugees and asylees who need to travel temporarily for an immigrant visa, temporary protected status, that is TPS recipients, and individuals with urgent personal reasons such as visiting a sick family member might also be eligible to apply for advance parole. However, there are exceptions. If you hold an H-1B, L-1, H4 or an L2 visa and you maintain your status, you may not need advance parole. However, if you are working under an EAD, it's best to travel cautiously because until immigration policies clarify this situation, using advance parole remains the safest option for re-entry. Now let's look who is not eligible. Those who are in the United States unlawfully and J1 exchange visitors with foreign residency requirements cannot apply for advance parole. And therefore, please keep in mind that if you have some foreseeability of your travel needs, it's best to apply for advance parole at the same time when you file your I-485 with USCIS, which is known as concurrent filing. Now friends, in order to apply for advance parole, file Form I-131, that is application for travel document with USCIS before leaving the United States. Submit supporting documents which could include proof of your pending status, reason for travel, a valid photo ID, 2 passport-style photos, and any evidence showing why advance parole is needed. If you are a DACA recipient, provide proof that your trip is for educational, employment, or humanitarian reasons. If you are applying for a green card, that is Form I-485, include your USCIS receipt. And those of you traveling to Canada for an immigrant visa should attach a consular appointment letter as well. Now, once you've submitted these documents, wait for your approval. This can take several months, therefore, it's best to plan in advance. And here's an important tip. Advance parole does not replace a passport or a visa that is required for your destination. And since an advance parole approval is not guaranteed, please consider booking refundable tickets and check cancellation policies before you make any travel plans. Now friends, let's take a closer look at the benefits and potential risks of traveling with advance parole. One of the biggest advantages is that you don't need a new visa to re-enter the United States. This is especially helpful for those visa categories that don't allow re-entry once you leave. Another key benefit is that advance parole protects your green card application by ensuring it remains valid while you are outside of the United States. However, there are also risks to consider. If your advance parole is still processing and you leave the United States, there's no guarantee you'll be allowed back in. Your re-entry could be denied if your, say, adjustment of status application is denied while you are away, or if you have a history of unlawful presence, or if you've overstayed a visa in the past. Even if you have all the required documents, the final decision rests with US CBP officers at the airport or US border. If they decide to deny you entry, you will not be allowed to return to the United States. That's why it's crucial to plan carefully and understand the risks before traveling. So friends, advance parole allows travel but does not guarantee entry. Just like a US visa, it only permits you to travel to a US port of entry, that could be a US airport, seaport, or a land border, where a CBP officer has the final authority to admit or deny entry based on your case, immigration history, or security concerns. And therefore, in order to minimize risks, travel only if absolutely necessary and be prepared to provide strong proof of the urgency of your travel. And so friends, the key takeaways on advance parole are that advance parole is a travel document issued by USCIS that can help you travel while your immigration process is ongoing and allows you to leave the US and return legally while waiting your immigration status to be finalized. Without it, you may lose your pending application and could be denied re-entry into the United States. Make sure to apply for advance parole well in advance, and it's crucial to get approval before you leave the United States. And do remember, re entry is not guaranteed. It's at the discretion of a CBP officer, and so travel only when absolutely necessary. So, friends, this is all about advance parole. If you found this information helpful, don't forget to like, share, and please consider subscribing for more updates on US immigration. I wish you all the very best with your upcoming advance parole application processing. May your request be met with success. And until next time, stay informed and safe travels.